everybody. Welcome back to episode 15 of the Pan American series. Today we're going to be picking up where we left off in La Paz, Bolivia, and we're going to be going all the way up to Cusco, Peru. Yeah, I'll zoom out so you guys can see where we are on the grand scheme of things. So still in South America, but making our way up along this western coast here. Don't have too much more to go before we'll be in Central America. Alright, without further ado, let's get things started. Hello everyone, welcome back to episode 15. We're already here in the cockpit. We're here at La Paz in Bolivia. And we got the bugs cleaned off the aircraft while we were here. And we've just been looking over some things, doing our pre-flight inspection. So yeah, we've got everything done, we're ready to go. Getting no passengers, because we'll still be at pretty high altitude for today's flight. We'll still be cruising at 20,000, so for that reason we won't have any passengers on board or anything like that. Just ourselves and our necessary equipment and everything. But yeah, we will go ahead and get the aircraft started up, and then we'll punch in our flight plan and get going. Right, battery can come on, beacon lights are on, gears are 3 green. Flaps back up. Bring the cabin heater on. Actually, I'll probably wait until after we start the aircraft. Right, flaps are up. All right, let's go ahead and start the right engine. Now the question obviously is, does it need more prime? Okay, let's give it a little bit more. Okay, I think we're just flooding the engine at this point when we go to prime, so. Yeah, over primed it. Okay, so on the left, we're not going to prime it nearly as much. Do like 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Alright, yeah, much better start. So we just over primed it on the right a little bit. Right. Alternators can come on, flip our nav lights on as well, Get the cabin heater on, as well as the blower and the fan. Master avionics can come on. Okay, so the fuel quantity, this is showing 101.5, and we have should have about 100-ish gallons total on board, so that's looking pretty accurate. All right, we'll go ahead and preliminarily punch in our flight plan before we call up for clearance. Let's just go over our checklists. I was eager to get the aircraft started up, but now we should probably go through and make sure that all these are done. So, obviously these are all good. Hydraulic shutoff valves open. Already checked our fuel. Oh, excuse me. So now we're warming up at 1,000 RPM. I'll come back to that in a minute. I want to view our sim brief. Dispatch here. Just warning us about insufficient terrain clearance, but that shouldn't actually be a problem. Right, we'll go over to this view here. Set our destination, which is Sierra Papa Zulu Oscar, I believe. Yeah. Enter. So as the crow flies, they're about 282 nautical miles, but it'll be a little bit longer than that after we get all the waypoints and everything loaded in. So about 300-ish miles today, not too bad. Going to be departing on the USAR 1 Delta departure. Should be able to comply with this for everything except we won't be able to. Actually, we might not, because the first crossing restriction is at or above flight level 190 at USARU, so we'll be following the same waypoints as this, but we won't probably be able to meet the altitude constraints, so technically we probably shouldn't follow it, but it is what it is. They can always vector us off of it if they need to. Runway 28, so regardless of the winds, we have to take runway 28 because piston aircraft are not authorized to depart from runway 10 due to terrain. So we'll load in this departure here. And then from there, want to load the UM657 airway. To the JUL VOR. And then from JUL, I want to load the UV11 airway. And we'll take that to LMOX. And then at Cusco, we want to load the LMOX 3 Alpha arrival. And I believe we're expecting runway 28 into Cusco today. So we'll load this arrival. This is our flight plan pretty much all made up. Of course, there might be some changes that we might have to expect, so we'll see about those here in a minute. And then we'll punch over to our COM2 frequency and the standby for our departure frequency. Got our transponder pulled up here. So we're going to call up now to La Paz ground for our IFR clearance. La Paz ground, Aerostar, November 702 Sierra Bravo, ready to copy IFR to Cusco.
Stand by, you're number 1. Aerostar, November 70, 2 Sierra Bravo, La Paz ground, clear to Cusco via the USRU. 1 Charlie departure, then as filed, runway 10, initial climb to 17,000, departure on 119.5, squawk 2636.
Ground, just want to confirm, we should be expecting runway 28. Per the charts, we're not authorized to depart on runway 10 because we're a piston twin.
Aerostar 2 Sierra, Bravo, runway 10 is the only active runway. You must depart from runway 10.
Okay, well, specifically says we're not authorized to, but that's fine, I guess. Alright, so our departure frequency's there. I'll just call them back, I guess, and change this back to the USAR-1 Charlie, I guess. Even though it specifically says that we're not authorized for this departure, but okay. Cleared to Cusco, the USAR-1 Charlie departure, then is filed. Runway 10, initial climb to 17,000. Departure on 119.5, squawking 2636, Aerostar 2 Sierra Bravo.
Aerostar 2 Sierra Bravo, readback correct.
La Paz ground, Aerostar 2 Sierra Bravo, ready to taxi IFR.
Aerostar November 70, 2 Sierra Bravo, La Paz ground, runway 10 taxi via Bravo Alpha.
Runway 10 via Bravo Alpha, Aerostar 2 Sierra Bravo. At the very least, departing runway 10, we should get some nice views on departure. Flip one of the landing lights on for taxi light. Pull on to Bravo here. .757 over here. Very nice. Looking forward to, I believe it's Bluebird simulations. Boeing 757. I absolutely love the 757. One of my all-time favorite flight simulator airliners. Right here is Alpha. And I'm assuming they'll clear us to back taxi, runway 10, but we'll see.
Aerostar 2 Sierra Bravo. Contact tower on 118.3. Take care.
Now we're on 18.3, Aerostar 2 Sierra Bravo.
Aerostar 2 Sierra Bravo, cross runway 28.
Cross runway 28, Aerostar 2 Sierra Bravo. So when they say cross...
Aerostar 2 Sierra Bravo, can you repeat that?
When they say cross, I'm pretty sure that's their way of clearing you to back taxi, so... Just take it as that anyways, since it's always a little bit of a difficulty with same tensions. Right, now we're just back taxiing. Our throttles are at 1,000 RPM still, which they are. Just looking at our temperatures too, while we're getting ready to do the run up down at the end here, and our temperatures are in the green, looking good. Pressure's looking good. So we should be A-okay to do our run up once we get down here. Check our messages here on the GPS. Okay, yeah, it's just saying arrival at that waypoint. Which I'll probably reload departure again. Just because I don't want it to assume that we've already arrived there. And it's going to be a little bit silly, but I guess we can go ahead and do the before takeoff checklist. So the cabin doors closed and locked. Controls are free, mixtures are leaned, fuel selectors are on. Props are full forward. The boost pumps are off for now. The instruments have been checked. Radios are set. Flaps will come down to 10 degrees for departure. Well, there we go, 10 degrees. Trim is set. Pitot heat coming on. And the parking brake's released and the throttles are fine. Okay, so doing the before takeoff checklist, so that's good. Just finish back taxiing here. Do a run up really quick. Then we should be good for departure. Got a light 3-knot crosswind today on departure, so nothing too serious. Into the wind. Alright. Do our run up, set our park and brake. Alright, props are full forward. Mixtures go to rich, throttles go to 1500 RPM. Engine instruments. Manifold pressure, RPM, fuel flow, gyro pressure, cylinder head temperatures, oil pressure, fuel pressure, all in the green. We've got voltages here, which we're looking good. And then 2100 RPM. Cycle the props. And then we'll do our mag check. We'll start with the right engine, right mag. Left mag. Left engine, right mag. Left mag. Right, mag check is good. Gyro pressure's checked. Boost pumps coming on. And then let's just lean these again for best power. So right about there. I'll bring them back to 1,000. Switch over to tower and let them know we're ready to go. Path Tower, Aerostar 702 Sierra Bravo, ready to go, runway 10.
Aerostar 2 Sierra Bravo, runway 10, winds calm, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff 10, Aerostar 2 Sierra Bravo. Alright, we'll just get lined up on the runway here. Set our heading bug to runway heading. And we'll also punch in departure frequency of 19.5. Right, heading bug set. Flaps are set, mixture's leaned, trims are set, applying takeoff power. Right, release the brakes and let's go flying. max gear coming up. Flaps coming up. We're gonna climb on runway heading till 13.7 at 5 DME. We're at 3.9 DME right now. RPM is back to 2,500 so that they're behind red line there. Right, there's 5 DME. Let's start a right-hand turn.
Aerostar 2 Sierra Bravo, contact departure.
Over to departure, Aerostar 2 Sierra Bravo. La Paz departure, Aerostar 2 Sierra Bravo. Climbing through 14,400 for flight level 170. It's not actually flight level 170, that's my bad, but...
Aerostar November 70, 2 Sierra Bravo, departure, radar contact. Climb via the SID to flight level 190. Turn left heading 090, vectors 2, then on course.
I get that it's wanting us to follow the SID, but at the same time it says...
Aerostar 2 Sierra Bravo, contact La Paz Center on 128.2.
La Paz Center 128.2, Aerostar 2 Sierra Bravo. La Paz Center, Aerostar 2 Sierra Bravo, climbing flight level 170. I'd said it again. Whatever.
Aerostar November 702 Sierra Bravo, La Paz Center, identified. Good morning.
Why they said left to 090, we need to be...
TAM 3419er contact, Lema Center on 128.1.
On to 128.1, TAM 3419er, good day.
Which specifically says to turn to intercept the 249 radial from the La Paz VOR, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm gonna do. So we'll hold about that for our heading. Now we're just climbing out. Getting a CHT warning on the left engine, but I believe max is actually 240, so it warns us a little bit ahead of time. So we're doing okay. Just build up a little bit of speed here.
Copa 6036 contact, Lema Center on 128.1.
128.1, Copa 6036, thanks for the help.
Deactivate this leg. Yes, and go 249, enter. back to heading hold. Attitude hold is in. Why are we turning? This is so I didn't engage the autopilot. There we go. Alright, heading hold, attitude hold. Still climbing. We need to be at 19,000 or above. Oops, sorry. And 17 miles. So I don't know about that necessarily, but
La Paz Center, TAM 2538, flight level 330.
TAM 2538, radar contact.
let's see, power pitch there. My bad. Right, needle's starting to move. We can go over to GPSS now. And let's do our after takeoff and climb checklist. So wheels are braked, gear and flaps are confirmed up. Max climb's 122 knots. Obviously, we're below that. Fuel pumps can come off. We're above 1,000 feet AGL. And we're not going to reduce to 24 squared because basically we need this power right now, so. Alright, we're turning on course to Usaru. We're at 17,500. So we got 1,500 to go. We're climbing at about 300 a minute. So we need 5 minutes to do that. Doing 134 knots and we got 13 miles to go, so.
Aerostar 2 Sierra Bravo. Climb flight level 200.
Climb flight level 200, Aerostar 2 Sierra Bravo. And transition altitude is at 18,000 feet, so once we pass 18,000 here, we'll switch over to standard altimeter setting. Landing lights can come off as well. And let's see if we can lean the mixtures anymore. There's 18,000, back to 29 or 902. Percent obviously is going to put us below that, but that's alright.
Aerostar 2 Sierra Bravo. Please expedite your climb to flight level 200.
Roger, we're currently at best rate of climb at about 300 feet per minute for Aerostar 2 Sierra Bravo. Alright, there's peak EGT on the right, and now we want 50 degrees, lean of peak, or sorry, rich of peak. there's about 50 degrees. Richard Peak, 10.9 gallons per hour. That seems to be pretty stabilized right there, so now we'll go ahead and lean the left. Didn't seem to get peak EGT message. Okay, so 821 is our peak EGT, so 50 degrees less than that's going to be, what, 771? Alright, so there's about 771 on the ITT, or not the ITT, the EGT. You know, it's leaned roughly for where we need it to be, so should be our best climb power. And we're at 19,250-ish. So, not too much more to go. About 1,800 feet to go to cruise altitude. We're only doing about 132 knots across the ground. Of course, we have a 14-knot headwind. So that will be slowing us down a little bit. Ah, that's better. The battery went out in our noise-canceling headphones. This quite large lake that we are currently flying over is actually Lake Titicaca. It is apparently the highest navigable lake in the world. Alright everybody, just checking in. We're here at flight level 200. We actually climbed just slightly above and now we're descending back down. We only climbed about maybe 80 or 100 feet above, and you know, focused on getting the engine set just right. And now we're just descending ever so slightly back down to get kind of right at flight level 200. Now that we've got the engines kind of set exactly how we want them to be. Almost. Alright, we call that 20,000. Altitude hold is set. Mixtures are leaned, props are pulled back to 2100 RPM. Throttles are against the firewall. Yeah, overall we're looking pretty good. Doing 142 knots across the ground. About 105, maybe 106 indicated.
Lamperu 2328, descend and maintain flight level 190. Cleared for the Colca 3 Alpha arrival into Arequipa.
In the descent for flight level 190. Cleared for the Colca 3 Alpha arrival into Arequipa land, Peru 2328.
Lima Center, Avianca 5970, flight level 340.
Avianca 5970, radar contact.
Anyways, as I was saying, we're at cruise. And yeah, we're just kind of taking in the sights, taking it easy. And I'll probably get back with you guys when we get close to the arrival waypoint for the star. 17 miles from Elmox. So we're going to go ahead and go over to COM 2 and punch in the ATIS frequency for Cusco, which is 127.0.
SCO Astete International Airport, Information Bravo. 1400 Zulu. Arriving and departing runway 28. Wind calm. Visibility 10. Few at 5,000, scattered at 10,000. Temperature 12, dew point 4. QNH 1037. Transition level 190. Advise on initial contact, you have information Bravo.
I'm just trying to look at the airport information for Cusco here. Sounds like you land on 28 and take off on 10. Yeah, landing's not authorized on runway 10, and takeoff is not authorized on 28, so... It's definitely a little bit interesting. Looks like the apron and everything is at the far end, so makes sense. I don't see any general aviation parking. Airport elevation here is a little bit lower than La Paz. It's about 10,000 feet. So it should be a little bit easier to handle than the previous situations we've had, so that'll be good. Now we're just basically waiting to hear back from air traffic control about either being cleared for this approach or cleared to descend via this star. So I'm assuming we'll find out more as we get closer to Elmox here. We've still got about 17 miles.
Aerostar 2 Sierra Bravo, cleared Elmox transition. Expect the RNAV runway 28 approach into Cusco. And have you got information Bravo?
Cleared Elmox transition, expect RNAV runway 28 approach, and we have information Bravo, Aerostar 2 Sierra Bravo.
Aerostar 2 Sierra Bravo, 24 miles from Zulu Oscar 556. Turn left heading 310. Descend altitude 12700 feet until established. Cleared for the RNAV runway 28 approach.
Descend 12,700 until established. Cleared for the RNAV runway 28 approach, Aerostar 2 Sierra Bravo. Attitude. Starting our descent here.
Business Center, Avianca 9044, flight level 340.
Avianca Niner 044, radar contact.
Coming down to 17,500.
Aerostar 2 Sierra Bravo, contact Cusco approach on 120.6.
Over to Cusco approach, 120.6, Aerostar 2 Sierra Bravo. Cusco approach, Aerostar 2 Sierra Bravo, inbound on the RNAV runway 28 approach.
Aerostar November 702 Sierra Bravo, Cusco approach, identified. Good morning.
Approach check Douglas boost pumps coming on. Mixtures will leave for now. Fuel selectors are on. Flaps will bring to 20 degrees. Rest of that should be good. Bring final. Approach course 281, that's set. $520 at 11,300.
Aerostar 2 Sierra Bravo. Contact Cusco Tower on 118.1 when established.
Cusco Tower on 118.1 when established. Aerostar 2 Sierra Bravo. Cusco Tower, Aerostar 2 Sierra Bravo established. RNAV runway 28 approach.
Aerostar November 702 Sierra Bravo, Cusco Tower, Roger, continue approach.
Okay, let's go gear down. We're gonna go drop RPM to full, or to 2,500. Or below the glide slope. Glide path, rather. Way below the glide path now. Come on, come on, come on. Stop descending. Alright, mixtures are leaned. I'm going to go approach mode, glide slope.
Aerostar 2 Sierra Bravo, runway 28, winds 360 at 3, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 28, Aerostar 2 Sierra Bravo. Alright, coming to full flaps now. Captured the glide path. And go visual at this point. A little bit left of center line. Bounce just a little bit. It's my bad. Back on center line.
Aerostar 2 Sierra Bravo, welcome to Cusco. Contact ground on 121.9er.
Ground on 121.9er, Aerostar 2 Sierra Bravo. Alright. 1219. I'm just looking for somewhere to vacate. Looks like there's a taxiway up here to the left. Is that Alpha? And I'll probably park on this ramp right over here. Cusco ground, Aerostar 702 Sierra Bravo. We'd like to request taxi to general aviation parking. Turn our landing lights on. Whoops.
Aerostar 2 Sierra Bravo, taxi to GA, apron stand 22 via Alpha, Echo, good day.
GA apron stand 22 via Alpha Echo, Aerostar 2 Sierra Bravo. I don't even see Echo anywhere on here. There's a couple of GA gates. GA apron stand 22.
Sky Peru 2039, request pushback.
Sky Peru 2039er, pushback approved.
I don't know where we're supposed to park, but we're gonna park.
Portion start approved. Sky Peru 2039er.
I don't have a GSX profile for this airport either, so it could be an issue with air traffic control, it could be an issue with my scenery, it could be an issue with GSX, it could be an issue with all three, really not too sure, so. Just gonna taxi over here, there's already some other GA over here. We'll just taxi over here and call it a day. Okay, that's not typically what you want to see, is aircraft mysteriously disappearing, but
Sky Peru 2039er, ready to taxi.
Sky Peru 2039er, runway 28 taxi at your discretion.
Runway 28 taxi, our discretion. Sky Peru 2039er.
gonna be all crooked. Alright, well that's fine. This is a good stopping place as any. Oh, I killed the left engine. Anyways, that'll be something for next time to figure out. Get these lights turned off here. Avionics master can come off. And just check here, the temperatures are looking okay. So yeah, we'll go ahead and shut down number 2 as well. And the boost pumps come off, and the fuel shut off valves go to off. Flaps are up. Blowers can go to off, beacon, whoops, comes to off. Alright, we're all shut down. Put our chocks in place here. And welcome to Cusco. This will be our first time being in Peru. After this episode, probably on the next episode, we might see about, just depending on time and everything that's going on, we might see about flying over Machu Picchu, taking a look at that, and then we'll be headed on our way. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did enjoy this episode, make sure to give it a thumbs up, like it, let me know that you liked the video. If you're not subscribed to the channel and you want to stay tuned for future updates, make sure that you subscribe. Click the bell to get notified whenever I upload a new video. Try to upload once a week on Sundays at noon Central Time. Yeah, if you have any comments, questions, or anything like that, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. I try to respond to all of them when I can. But yeah, until next time, I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you want to watch any of the other episodes, they're on the playlist on my channel, and it'll also be linked at the end of this video. But until next time, stay safe, take care, and happy flying.